And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to your weekly edition of ESL Open Cup Asia number 206, a very special edition of ESL Open Cup Asia. I'm, of course, your host, ZvP, and with me, I'm joined by the lovely people in the chat, by my plushies, and by all these amazing players as well. Exclamation rank B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back yourselves, because we have quite a bit of explaining to do, quite a lot to go over. And we're just diving right on in, and spawning in the top right hand corner of the Hecate, we have the blue Zerg player representing the Guangdong Freaks. It is soO. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss. We have the red Protoss player. It is EastToss. Here we go. And oh boy, yeah, we're going to be kicking things off with a ZvP, and again, today's tournament is going to be a different one. We can go over the brackets once we wrap up this series, but to kind of give you a taste to what's to come, or give you an idea of the kind of Wild West tournament we have here today. Of course, this is the same weekend. I say weekend, well, this is Monday, but most players in Korea are traveling, actually. Most players either qualified, or they made it to, or they decided to go to the open bracket instead of DreamHack Atlanta, which was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yes, I mean, this morning, actually, like less than 24 hours ago, was the finals of DreamHack Atlanta. As a result, most players are still in America. Most players are not back at home. So this week of ESL Open Cups is going to be an interesting one. Basically, we're going to be featuring players that didn't travel. And who's traveled? Well, everyone. Dark, Maru, Solar, Bjorn, Kior, Nightmare, DRG, Shin. Most players did travel, which means they are not able to compete tonight, which means this is up for grabs for anyone who didn't. When it comes to ESL Open Cup Asia, Americas, and Europe as well. When it comes to Europe, you still got MaxPax. MaxPax, he's going to be looking to claim the crown, and I don't know if anyone can stop him. But when it comes to the Asia regionals, it's a lot more up in the air. And again, we can sink our teeth into the bracket itself right after this series to get a better idea what the hell's going on. For now, though, it is going to be a Twilight Council opener here from EastToss. So something a little more aggressive. You know, your standard kind of playstyle here is to go Stargate opener into an Oracle into a third base, straight up Twilight Council instead. This looks like Glaives. We haven't pulled out a gas though, so this could be a Dark Shrine opener or another aggressive variation. We have a couple of options. We have some options available here for our Protoss. Meanwhile, a big shout out to everyone in the chat as well. Hello, Neogist, so Babylings, Wormchick, Soundo, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Dzień dobry. Good to see everyone in the chat. Again, it was also a really intense weekend for us as well. Yep, there it is. There is Dark Shrine on the way. Again, we noticed that we didn't pull out a gas, so it wasn't going to be Glaives. Was going to be the DTs instead. So quite a cheeky opener here from EastToss. We'll see if soO can scout and prepare. Overlord is poised to go to the Bay base. Complete. And the Overlord should be able to get eyes on everything in said main. It's going to be 4 gates in total, 3 on the way, 1 already done. Overlord comes in and we will see everything, not just the tech of the Dark Shrine, but also the lack of researching here on the gateway. So very nice scouting from soO. We have a Roach Warren on the way at around the 3:55 mark. So pretty reasonable, very reasonable time for this Roach Warren. Spore Crawler should soon be thrown down as well. And soO should be able to, defend and deflect this without taking too much damage. There we go. A Spore in the natural, we have a Spore at the third, and we even have a Spore in the main base. We're not cutting corners. There are some players that will just throw down 2 Spores and reposition the one in the natural into the main if we need to. But instead, we'll just be taking this seriously, calming things down, and looking to shut down the aggression as the Prism is moving out. Dark Shrine is done, and here come those DTs. Dark Templar on the way. But again, we also had a really intense weekend. We covered, of course, some of DreamHack Atlanta. Day 1 and Day 2 of DreamHack Atlanta. We didn't cover Day 3. Day 3 was exclusive to the mainstream, but Day 1 and Day 2 we were all over. As we do barely hot pick up those Dark Templar. We saved them, thankfully. They are going to be saved. They can be morphed into Archons. We were also covering the Euro Cup over the weekend, both Day 1 and Day 2 on Saturday and Sunday. We were also covering Sparkling Tuna Cup, which was on Sunday as well. So I thought there's a lot going on, Papi. A lot going on. As EastToss is being very conservative with this, we should have already seen an Archon and a warp in of additional DTs to morph in 2 Archons to harass, but instead we're still just sharking around with the Dark Templar themselves, so very risky move. Speaking of risky, no! The Immortal does get caught out. Big pick off here by soO. It's going to cost him a couple of links due to these adepts, whatever, but alas, Immortal does go down. Ay. Not like this. Good pick off here by soO. Across the map, with the DTs, they clean up some of the creep. We do have an Observer with this, but still no Archons, as we're getting to charge those Immortal, and soon to be Archons as well. So what I mean by this is that typically, after your initial DTs are deflected, you warp in 1 Archon, you morph in 2 more DTs for 2 more Archons. The reason why you do this is so you can not just harass and poke away at the creep, but also try to hunt down some overlords. You know, you have extra shields to work with, so you can maybe even get into mineral lines and focus on some drones, threaten the queens as well. You have a lot more flexibility with it. But yeah, instead, EastToss, he delayed his Archon production by quite a lot. He's building himself up here on these 3 bases, saturating his 3rd as well, droning on up, probing on up, and building up a death ball of an army. How many gateways? We have 6 gateways, soon to be 8 gateways. Oh my god, massive gateway explosion here in the main base. It's looking more and more like we're going to be committed on 3 bases. It's looking more and more like we're not really going to take these gases. We're not really interested in expanding and taking a 4th. We're just pushing on 3 bases. We're sending it all. It's all or nothing here, one way or another. EastToss will either kill soO or die trying. That's at least what it looks like here. As yeah, that's going to be the 9th and 10th gateway for EastToss. You don't get up to that many gateways unless you mean to just, yeah, commit. And the Archons! Big overextension. Where's the Prism? We needed the Prism here to juggle those Archons. One goes down already, the other taking a lot of hits. We do pull back. Sentries are being morphed in. We only have 2 of them though. Very limited force fields are available. Pushing on forward, but alas, another Archon, another 2nd, 3rd Archon goes down, and soO will completely clean this up. There's almost nothing left, just 2 Immortals remaining here, but only the Immortals. Everything else goes down. A soul cleanup here from soO. Again, taking this very seriously. Behind this, he droned up to 72, and now after deflecting that attack, he can do whatever he wants. He's droning, he could tech, he can go up to a Hydra Den, a Lurker Den, a Hive, focus on his Evo chambers for upgrades, and then we go upgrades on the way, saturating our 4th base. EastToss, basically he was all in. He was all in with that. There's no 4th, there's no additional tech. And upon not killing his opponent, EastToss is in a really rough position. Things are not looking too good here for our Protoss. We gotta make some magic happen. We're going for an Archon drop, but alas, it's too little too late for that. We needed this like 5 minutes ago. Let's go for the Immortal drop instead. Try to trade as best we can. Thankfully, there is very limited anti-air, so this Prism should be safe. Oh no! It should be safe. Uh-oh. The Queens, they want that Prism. They want it, Bobby. It's so low. Wile's gonna be zoning back those Immortals as well. The Prism will escape. Just barely. And EastToss, we gotta be careful here. Like, this is our lifeline. I mean, even that, it's not the biggest. It's, you know, this is like, it's meaningful. We need the Prism, we need the Immortals, we need whatever we can to try to make this work here. We can't just throw it away. So we're up to 5 Immortals at this point. 6 Immortals now. Double Rare production, double Immortal production. Now we're going for a 4th, a very late 4th base. A lot of this is going to come down to mistakes from soO. If soO overcommits, if he takes a bad fight, if he engages with half of his army, then EastToss can take a fight. But that's kind of what he has to rely on. As EastToss is going to be pushing on the right-hand side. At the same time, bailing run by. We get in. To get into the 3rd base, we get a couple of probe kills. It's going to be 8 probes in total. Not too bad. Across the map, looks like there was an attempted Zealot run by. But soO, he's just amassing more bailing. soO has maxed out at this point. We do have a Zealot counterattack that's about to run into the main army, unfortunately. At the same time, the main army of EastToss pushing on the left-hand side are going to try to come across the fresh mining base of soO. soO does have eyes on this. Prism is still active, bear that in mind. And we will be able to get on top of this base, but can we deal with the army? That's still a lot of Immortals. A lot of Immortals available here for EastToss, but the Banelings are just rolling on in, and there's even more Banelings here. We crash into the army, we clean this up, big connections. The Immortals, they do take the Banelings to the face quite well. But everything else is going to be going down. 4 Immortals do remain, and did I say 4? It's down to 3, down to 2, down to 1, and down to none. Again, we needed that War Prism to reinforce, to juggle the Immortals as well. We even sniped the Observer as soO souls up the army for a second time, and at this point he is just getting warmed up here. Content to just absorb and swallow up these attacks. Hasn't counterattacked himself yet, but I'm sure that's about to change. Here we go. He's going to be pushing towards those next eye. No longer do we have many Immortals. Now it's all about the Archons. Banelings doing what they can. They do crash into the shield battery. Shield battery goes down. Oh, the pylon as well. We deny the warp in. The Archons so very low. They're a couple of hits away from going down. They're so fragile right now. And yeah, there we go. They are going to be falling one after the other. All the Archons, bar one, falls. Nice juggling here towards the end. But the base has been broken. Fort base is going to be going down. We got all the workers as well. So he's going for the kill move. He's going for the final blow here. Behind this, he is taking up into Hive into a Greater Spire. As I mentioned before, soO can kind of do whatever he wants. And GG gets called. soO will take game number 1. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. soO will take a lead in this series. Again, he's going to be coming in as the favorite player. Not the first time we've casted EastToss, so I'm definitely here for him. I'm here to see kind of where they can take us and how this goes. But yeah, that was a brutal game 1. I do think the execution of the DT opener was lackluster from EastToss. I do think that it was lacking, unfortunately, and soO took advantage of that. You know, if your opener isn't crisp against a player of the caliber of soO, then soO will snowball out of control. And yeah, with that, he was able to take it in the end. As we're getting to our next as we're soon to get into our next game. We were about to load into Hecate. I was a little bit confused. A little bit confused. It's all fine. It's all good. It's all good. As we are remaking the lobby, getting ready for our next game. And again, we'll get to the back. We'll get to the back. Promise. I promise. We'll get there. There we go. It is going to be on Oceanborn. That's game number 2. Beautiful. Here we go. Hello, Elferop. Hello. Frosty Frost. Bag of smiles. Ah, it's a big bag. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? I'm loving the Gandalf. I can hear the saxophone in my head. Thank you for that. Thank you. But here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the South Korean Zerg, player, the favorite player here in this series, potentially in the tournament. The Blue Zerg. Representing Kwangdong Freaks, it is soO. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Protoss, looking to fight back, looking to tie up this series and force the ace match. It is EastToss. It's from the east. He is Toss. Let's go. The ESL Open Cup. But here we go. We are just going for a gate expand. Going to be sending our probe across the map just to scout, just to see what is on the up and up. Just make sure that there's no crazy aggressive build. Make sure there's no gas first or even pull first out of soO. And EastToss will confirm that. as he does get eyes on the timing of the hatchery as well as the main base. So EastToss just making sure that he's being cheesed out. And soO, yeah, is going for a standard opener, is going for a hatch gas pool. EastToss does confirm this, back at home, gate expand into the cybercore. Standard opener from our Protoss as well, as we're going to be easing our way into this game. As a reminder, winding it back, last game EastToss did go for a Dark Shrine opener, did go double gas into a Twilight Council, didn't pull out, which is why we were able to determine it was going to be DTs. But there are other aggressive variations here. We can go Glaive Adepts, we can go Stargate into Oracle, Stargate into Void Ray, which I would prefer as well. Based on this pylon placement, it is a little bit closer here to the main base, so we may just go for another Twilight Council, but we'll see. We'll see if EastToss does throw down that Stargate instead. Really, my eyes are on the Protoss here to kind of see what kind of direction they want to take the series in, how they want to approach soO. We shall see. For now, Probe's gonna be moving out. Oh yeah, Study boys. Thank you so much for subscribing for 2 months. Thank you. Do appreciate the support. Always do. Again, we've had a pretty intense couple of weekends, couple of months, couple of years. a lot of casting's been going on, and this should be a little bit more of a chill broadcast, which I do appreciate, especially after ruining my sleep schedule over the weekend. But thank you. Hope you enjoy your emotes. Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, papi, yeah. And Merry Christmas, or happy end of year, happy holidays. So we are nearing the end of 2023. But this time it's going to be a Robo opener, not a Twilight Council. So this could go in a couple of different directions. This could be a Disruptor drop. That would make the most sense. A Disruptor drop based opener. This could be, if we want to be a little bit frisky, this could be a Colossus drop as well. We could throw down another gateway here, go for fast immortal production, and go into like a Soul Train all in off of 2 bases. But there's the Bay, and again, this, if this was any other player, I would say, oh, Disruptor drop is the thing that makes the most sense. So this is an opener, this is a build, and EastToss is going for it with that Bay. Watch it make it Colossus. Watch it. It's on the table. Colossus drop is on the table. But we'll see. We are throwing down additional gateways behind this. Prism is on the way. So the way this works is, ideally you want to fake out Glaive Adepts. We're going to be moving out with the Prism. Adepts are moving out as well. Adept is going to be spotted here. Only a single Adept, so we're not selling this too hard. Behind this, we do have Roach Warren on the way. Spore Crawlers as well. soO, he's getting ready for Glaives or Dark Templar. He's preparing himself for it. Likewise, he's amassing a lot of Lings, and he's going to be forcing defensive Warpins back at home. Uh-oh. Oh, that Stalker going to be taking a lot of hits here. We do have a second Stalker coming down from the high ground. Adept stuck on the wrong side of the wall. No. Adept is going to get surrounded. Disruptor is on the way. We should be getting Disruptor speed. What? War Prison speed as well. Good pickups here from soO. Gets an Adept, gets a Stalker, and gets the hell out of there. Behind this, Lair's on the way and we're droning. Looks like soO, he's realized what's been going on. I mean, he's aware of the lack of Glaives. Should be aware that a Disruptor drop is a big possibility. Now, what's interesting here, we're going to base all in. Oh my god, that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7 gates in the main with an 8th gate on the low ground. So 8 gate, 2 base all in. And we do have Disruptors, but if you notice, we did not research War Prism speed. Instead of that, we invested into all these gateways. So interesting. So this is not a War Prism drop. It looks like maybe it was supposed to be, but because of the link counter attack, we're kind of pivoting away from that, and we're just going for a big 2 base all in with Disruptors as the backbone to the army. Colossus is on the way as well, and we are hoping that maybe soO over drones. Now soO, he's saturated his 3rd for the most part. We're going to be cutting workers at 56. Oh, he was supply blocked. We're going to keep on droning now. We cannot drone up too much. If we do drone more than what, 66, more than 3 base saturation, then we could just die. This could just be too much. soO has to be careful to be too greedy. I would like to say cutting workers here is okay. 62. We need to cut workers here. We need to focus on the army. Here we go. The Colossi have been revealed. And EastToss, he is committed. He is all in. It's all or nothing for the Protoss. We need some good connections with these Novas. And so far, the Disruptors have not been spotted. So far, there we go. Now they have been revealed. Ling's getting ready for a counterattack. Roaches are amassing here on the high ground. How many Ravagers? Only one. Uh-oh. Only one Ravager. Okay, a second Ravager does more fear. Nova goes up. Good. Oh my, big connection. And this may just be too much. We have a good concave here. Ling's coming in from behind. Additional Ravagers are arriving here. Force field slowing down the main army of soO. The Lings get cleaned up. And EastToss, we can commit. He has the higher army supply. Oh, the friendly fire. Okay, we gotta be careful. Nova goes up. I was so concerned. And these Novas, they may just be too much here as EastToss, he's breaking through the defensive line. The Queens are going down. Good juggling here. We save the Colossus. And it looks like EastToss barely has too much. The Colossus is so close to going down. And it looks like, yeah, we break through the Roaches. soO was just a little bit too greedy. Was not expecting the 2-base all-in. Was not expecting the Novas to connect as hard as they did. The boys are being pulled. They have to be the Novas. We try to split. We try. But we still had a good connection nonetheless. Now again, EastToss is still all in. We have reinforcements on the way. EastToss did lose his Colossus. He lost one Disruptor. Stalkers are falling. soO, he still has the better economy. He just has to hold. He just has to survive. Can he survive, pup? EastToss is so close. He's going for another warping behind this. Losing a good chunk of Stalkers, but he's breaking through once again. He has broken the back of soO. And EastToss making a name for himself here again with the unorthodox 2-base all-in. The boys are being pulled by the last. It's not going to be enough. It looks like EastToss has done. We have a couple of Roaches that are trickling on in, but it's a numbers game. At this point, it is a numbers game, and there are just too many Stalkers. We're going to the ace match. Well, we are going all the way, Bob. GG gets called, and EastToss takes game number 2. GG. soO just, yeah, getting caught with his pants down here. Ay. soO just droning up a little bit too much, not really expecting or not ready for the all-in. Was caught out, and just like that, we get an ace match. Wow, you sound like you just woke up. I did. I can hear it myself. I'm like slurring my words. I'm like, oh, papi, hello. Oh, God. I did just wake up. I slept for like 2 hours. Ay. To be here, I slept like how many hours? In the morning, I was able to watch the Stormgate's beta show match. I watched all the show match, and then I passed out, and then I woke up in time for I think Cyril versus Clem into the finals of DreamHack Atlanta. So I think I only slept like 2 or 3 hours, and then in the afternoon I had another nap and was able to sleep another 2 hours as well. So all in all, I've slept like around 6 hours, I think, something around that time. Regardless, though, we are getting into the ace match, into game number 3, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the blue Zerga player. Ooh, being forced here into game 3, into that ace match, representing the CranKy Freaks. It is soO. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is EastToss. Here we go, showing us that, mate, even a player of the caliber of soO is susceptible to a 2-base all-in. 8 gateways, disruptors. That was disgusting, by the way. That was very unorthodox from EastToss, and it did work out. Did snowball out of control. And can he do it again? Can he pull a fast one over on soO for a second time? I'm sure soO's going to be a little bit more careful coming into this. I'm sure he's going to be a little bit more wary as to what's going on. But EastToss so far, he has mixed it up. Game 1 was Dark Templar. Game 2, Robo Opener into Disruptors. Game 3, what do you got? What do you got for us? Oh boy. As so now, soO is going for a hatch gas pull. Standard opener out of soO. Likewise, EastToss gate expand. Likewise, everything is looking normal. Basically, I'm waiting for the Cybercore to finish, and then we'll see what tech of choice we go for. We've seen a Twilight Council, we've seen a Robo. Do we finally see a Stargate? I would not be opposed to a Stargate opener into a Void Ray. I wouldn't be opposed to that at all, but we'll see. We shall see. As it is going to be a Twilight Council opener out of EastToss. Let's go. Now, this could be Dark Templar again. This could be Glaive Adepts. This could be even a 2-base charge all-in, which is more of a fringe build. But I bring it up just because this seems to be, again, more of an unorthodox player. So anything is on the table. 2-base Blink all-in? That would be crazy. That'd be wild. Here we go, Lings. They slip into the main base. They get eyes on the tech of choice. They do confirm the Twilight Council. But so far, that is all they confirm. We have not pulled out of gas. This looks like Dark Templar again. We'll see. Now, the other option here, because we haven't pulled out, is that this could be Glaives plus Dark Templar as well. It could be both. We could commit in both kind of avenues. Dark Shrine is thrown down, as to be expected, but we are not starting Glaive. So it's just going to be a DT opener. DT opener into a third. We should be expanding with this. We should be expanding. As Undead does get across the map, doesn't get too much done here. Looks like 2 drones fall. Oh, and there's that safety Roach Horn here at the 4-minute mark. Meanwhile, behind this, we're going for a bit of a gateway explosion. It's going to be 4 gates in total. Alongside the would-be Dark Templar. soO was able to confirm. He went in with the Overlord. He did get eyes on that Dark Shrine. He's aware of what's going on. He is aware. And again, soO should be throwing down Spore Crawlers momentarily. He has all the information he needs. He's going for a faster lair. Bit of a greedy move here from our Zerg player, but we'll see if we can get away with it. There are those spores. There are those spores on the way. 1 for each base. EastToss just getting ready back at home as well. Going with those Dark Templar. Again, we have a spore for the natural, the third, and the main, so again, soO, he should be fine. The Dark Templar shouldn't be able to do too much damage. Behind this, we're going straight into charge this time. A very fast tech transition. Meanwhile, we go for the Queen. Oh, Queen does go down. Good pickoff. We can go straight for the Roach, the Roach as well. Spore Crawler is done. Overseer is on the way. EastToss will respect it. He will back off. From here, he can go into those Archons and try to pick off some of these Overlords. Some of them are exposed. They are exposed. And there we go. Archons are on the way. A much more cleaner transition this time from EastToss compared to Game 1. It's going to be much more cleaner here as we can drop the Archons and we can try to hunt down some of these Overlords, and we should be able to get at least one. Nicely done. Another is a little bit exposed out here that we could go for as well. Behind this, gateway explosion. 3-base all in. Essentially, a 3-base all in here from EastToss. It's going to be Immortals, Chargels, and Archons. We're going to be going for a massive push here. And once again, we are hoping that soO over drones. Now, last time it was a 2-base all in, and getting up to over 60 workers was a bit much for soO. This time, soO will need a 4th to keep up with the production of his opponent. Let's see if He does get a good target firing here on the Prism. The Prism taking a lot of hits. Prism does take a lot of damage. Does have to back off. Additional Dark Templar on the way for those Archons. And we are just focusing on amassing our army. Again, 6 gateways. Going to be 9, 10 gates into Jesus. Oh my god. This is a little bit excessive. So it's 9 gateways here, plus another 2, so we have 11. 12 gates. 12 gate, 3 base all in. I think this is too many gateways. I don't think we can actually afford this. But regardless, a lot of gateways nonetheless. 12 gates here from EastToss. Massive amount of pylons to make sure we don't get supply blocked. And this is it. We are committed. Now, soO joined up to 65. soO does have a decent army here on the way. 24 roaches. The Archon, we have to pull it back. Here we go. 24 roaches. We have a standing army. Where are those zealots? You know, we've got 12 gates. We need those reinforcements. It isn't just about the massive army here of Archons and Immortals. We need the buffer. But there's just too much Zerg here. soO is macro getting out of control. Bile's going to be thrown down here on top of the army. Almost takes down the Prism. Archons are trading well, but they're going down. They're getting low. Again, we need those zealots. We need those reinforcements, but it may just be too much. It may just be too late. We just lost how many Archons? 3. Half the Archons went down. Here we go. Here, some of the Archons attacking the hatchery. They need to get into the fight. They need to get in there. And again, there's just too much Zerg. The clutch transfuse reinforcements as well. We clean up the Archons, and now we should be able to clean up the Immortals as well. It was all or nothing for EastToss. And it was a decent effort. A little bit disjointed when it comes to the execution of the 3-base all-in. Unfortunately, we just did not have enough to support the army. And just maybe invested a little bit too much into all this production as well. And here we go. soO is going to be pushing. Going for a massive counterattack. And what is there at home to defend? We have 1 Archon, 2 Immortals, and 1 Sentry. Not too much at all. We can push in. We can commit here. And soO, he knows it. He finds a better angle of attack. He does dive on top of the army. Takes down 1 Immortal. Going to be respecting the overcharge. Does kite back. Oh, in doing so, no, he just dives on the army itself. The Biles, they'll connect. They take... Oh my god, they almost take down the shield battery. Almost connect with that Prism as well. And it looks like there's just too much soO. Oh, we do have a couple of DTs. Where's the detection? Uh-oh. Detection is on the way. Not like this. Overseers are in production. Overlord speed as well. EastToss will survive thanks to the Invisible Man. But once we have detection, the Invisible Man won't be enough. Not anymore. Lings are going straight for that 4th. We're ravaging here towards the 3rd. Trying to hold on here. Zealots are being cleaned up. Meanwhile, we get a big surround, and that's going to be a kill on that Nexus, not a cancel. At the same time, soO rotating over towards the right-hand side. Again, looking for a better angle of attack. No more shield batteries, barely any stack defenses. 1 cannon in the middle line, and that cannon is not going to help. And GG is going to get called. soO able to fight back, able to take the series 2-1, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. And with that, congratulations, soO will make it through. Barely, though. He was forced into the ace match. EastToss put on a show. I do appreciate it here by EastToss. But congratulations to soO as he does advance on. Congratulations. He advances on into the next round to face off against his next opponent, who is lying in wait. Exclamation mark B. I believe the command is soon to be fixed. It was a little bit... it was actually the wrong command for a little bit there. But we can head on over ourselves. We can check that bracket.